Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a trip deep into the jungle. I want you to picture a lush, sprawling, sun-drenched rainforest canopy. Now, this isn't just any jungle, it's a metaphorical one. We're going to take the complex macroeconomic theory we look at every single day and, well, view it through a completely different, much wilder lens. Okay, let's dive into this. Who controls the jungle's bananas? So, in our jungle economy, you've got to understand that bananas aren't just some tasty afternoon snack. No, they are the currency, literally the lifeblood of every single transaction happening up in those trees. Every monkey needs them to survive, they trade them for the absolute best sleeping branches, and of course, every monkey wants to know their stash is totally secure. But who actually decides how many bananas are out there for the taking? It's a massive riddle, and honestly, it defines the overall health of our entire jungle ecosystem.
Section 1. Meet the big silverback, the true ruler of the jungle.
Now, what's really fascinating is how this ties our jungle story directly back to the real world. I want you to imagine the biggest, most imposing primate you can possibly think of. He sits way up high in the central canopy, just overseeing absolutely everything. Now, he isn't out there gathering bananas himself, right? He doesn't need to. He is the ultimate undisputed authority. When he moves, the branches literally shake. Well, that imposing, powerful ruler we just pictured, that's the central bank. By visualizing it as the big silverback, we get a really visceral sense of its actual role. It's the ultimate authority overseeing our financial ecosystem, exactly like the silverback oversees his jungle.
Section 2. The banana supply, controlling the wealth.
So, the crucial point is, he controls how many bananas are in the entire jungle. But how exactly does the big silverback exercise this massive power? Well, it doesn't happen through brute physical force. Actually, it happens through something much, much more subtle. He doesn't just manage his own personal pile of fruit, he dictates the total number available to every single monkey out there. Whether the jungle is absolutely flooded with bananas or whether they're incredibly hard to find, that decision rests entirely with the big silverback. It's an absolute sweeping authority over the total supply of the jungle's most precious currency.
Section 3. Inflation monkey style, the consequence of abundance.
Let's move to and see how this built. What happens when the big silverback actually decides to use that immense power? I mean, every action has a reaction, right? When you have total control over the supply of wealth, any adjustment you make sends shockwaves straight through the trees. Just imagine the silverback opens the gates and releases way too many bananas into the jungle. Suddenly, they are practically falling from the sky. Every monkey is frantically scooping them up, thinking they're rich. But because of that massive abundance, your carefully saved single banana, it just isn't worth as much anymore. Before, you could trade one banana for a prime spot in the sun. Now, the other monkeys won't even take it because they already have huge piles of their own. The sheer influx has instantly destroyed the purchasing power of your hard-earned stash.
And this brilliantly illustrates the extreme simplification of basic supply and demand. Think about it. A rare banana equals high value. When they're scarce, monkeys will do absolutely anything for one, so it holds premium trading power. But when the silverback floods the market, boom, that scarcity completely disappears. The exact same physical item, a banana, loses its worth simply because there are just too many of them circulating in the canopy all at once.
That's inflation monkey style. I absolutely love this quote from our source material because it really is the ultimate punchline to our mini-fable here. It's the mechanics of inflation stripped down to its bare primate essentials. It's just such a visceral reminder that when the central authority pumps way too much currency into the system, the purchasing power of your current stash simply evaporates.
So as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with a question to ponder. If the silverback is the central bank, how many bananas are they releasing into our jungle today? When you look at the news or analyze the markets this week, keep the big silverback in mind. Is the supply tight, keeping the value high? Or are the branches being shaken, flooding the market and fundamentally changing what your hard-earned money is actually worth? It is a fascinating way to visualize the financial ecosystem around you. Thank you so much for joining me. And hey, keep your eyes on the canopy.